What is going on? What is up? All right. This is going to be a real fun one. And I'm really excited about today's show. Today, I have a very special individual who is basically my best friend in the world. And we are in the same industry together. And he's a super funny dude. And he likes to do funny things. His name's John Vazquez. Many of you know him. Some of you don't. Before we get into John, and this is a topic that he and I are both really familiar with. I have to address something, and I'm pretty fired up about this. It got me fired up this week to a point where I was thinking about this pretty much. I was thinking probably a little bit too much about this because it's a topic that's very near and dear to me, and it really got me fired up. Okay, so somebody that I know, I'm in a lot of these like social media groups, and somebody posted something um about techs selling, and basically saying that techs should not have to fear for their jobs because they didn't sell something. And it went on and on. And one of the comments in the group was salesmen shouldn't exist. And this is a long thread. I'm not going to name names, but this was something that, you know, I thought a lot about, and I totally understand and respect that there's in many ways a negative connotation around salespeople. I get it. I understand that. As somebody who has spent, the vast majority of my life, my dad was in sales and then owned, a company that he started from scratch. And then, from a teenager learning everything and going on and being involved in sales in some sort of way, I can tell you that obviously there is a right way and there is a wrong way to represent your company and to sell things. Now, on the topic of service technicians actually selling things, this has become a really hot topic because there seems to be, I don't know, I want to call it a misunderstanding. I don't want to say that it's, let's put it this way. You're in a building, you're in a commercial building, you're in a home, whatever it is. And your job is obviously to be a trusted advisor. Your job is to be, the person that people look to go ahead and give them, true, honest, clear advice. And that is what being a service technician is. And, no matter how you slice it, maybe people don't want to hear this, but no matter how you slice it, you are in some kind of a sale. Okay. It's not charity work. It isn't charity work. And although there are definitely technical jobs out there that require no interaction at all with people, then I would say for anybody who does not want to customer face, who does not want to offer options, who does not want to, go through the motions of, what companies, train and teach you to do, then please, I mean, there are jobs that you can absolutely do that do not require you to have any contact with, the homeowner or the business owner or whatever it is. Now, all that being the case, okay, we live in the real world, and I understand that, sometimes it's going to happen. And in most cases, you're going to end up, having to customer face and give options, right? The idea here is that the sentiment in this group was that you're giving options that are not necessarily, you're fabricating options, or you're making options bigger than they have to be, or whatever the case may be. Basically, you get what's called commission breath. And this is not something that, it exists. It exists because your livelihood depends on it. And unfortunately, this is poor coaching. This is poor coaching. This is poor leadership. This is a reflection on the outfit that you work for. This is a reflection on, maybe not being trained properly. But you can be a service technician, and you can also be in sales at the same time. And you can get 5-star reviews from all of your customers, and your customers can love you. And you can offer and collect the services, and these people will love you for it. But the whole sentiment that, salespeople should not exist. Let me tell you something. I have an entire installation team. Okay. I have an entire installation team that if I don't sell that job, okay, or my team doesn't sell that job, guess what? They don't work. They don't work. So the better my guys are at, giving options, making sure that we have, like good, clear, concise information, honest, truthful, moral, morally sound, intentionally sound information that you are helping somebody get to a point, then that's how the way the world works. That's just what happens. And I do understand that some people are not comfortable with that. And for those people, I would say, like, it's definitely not for you. It's definitely not for you. I got here's, and somebody just jumped into the chat here. It's Blake, and Blake is a fantastic service technician. He's actually from New York. He lives down here in Dallas now, and he's a heck of a guy. And if there's anybody that knows about this particular subject, it's probably Blake. But I do understand that, and I want to say it is a two-sided sword. There's two sides of that sword, and I could go on and on about this, because it's and I have so many thoughts that run through my head about this, because it really does get under my nerves when somebody says, "Oh, well, salespeople shouldn't exist." Well, I couldn't. Let me just say this, and I'm going to let John on here and let John talk. Okay, that salesman that sold something, who goes and there's a manufacturer that makes that equipment that has all sorts of employees that they employ. There's your own installation team, your own people, customer service reps who answer the phone that rely on you, putting this job in. There's the permit woman who, man, whatever, who files the permits. There's a whole organization that happens. And if you don't have the transfer of belief in your company, when you're offering something, if you don't believe in it, then you shouldn't offer it. If you don't believe it, if you think, oh gosh, I have to fabricate something because, I won't get paid and my kids don't eat. No, that's not sales. That's not sales. In fact, people who do that should not be in this industry. Should not be in any sales industry. I'm going to put John on here. John, I'm sure you got Johnny boy.
Yo.
Johnny boy.
What up?
I have this hand on my cup, John.
That is a wonderful cup. I don't think I've ever seen a better cup. I think it's probably the best cup in the world.
Look at that.
Great.
Look at that. And you even had it. You even have a little thing on here. It says "Together Forever." So thank you for this for this cup, John. John, I also have your 17-year-old photograph back here. Your headshot from when you were a famous actor.
Yeah. It's great.
There are no words, Nicole. You're right. There are no words.
Stay out of the chat. So I mean, you've already digressed on this topic for 9 minutes, and we're supposed to have fun here mostly, but so I'll try to be concise. You talked to me about this, and you told me that it's mostly this guy was talking about service techs. And I mean, I think it's sort of a statement on where we are in general also, right? In society, where if you don't believe that my way of doing it is the right and only way of doing something, then I don't need to hear from you, and you shouldn't exist. And there's multiple different ways. These people can decide to run their companies however they want to. And they're the ones that have to sleep at night, right? That's how I live. I want to make sure that when I go to sleep, I'm good. We both worked at a company where I don't necessarily agree with their practices with service technicians and the way that things are pushed. The company that I work for now is a fix-it company. And we fix things over and over and over and over and over again. And that builds the trust there. And we've got a super loyal customer base. And when our service technicians tell people, you should probably be replacing this, they replace it because they fixed it so many times in the past. It's all just a matter of how you want to do it. Like, I don't like where the industry has gone now with a lot of these 8-year and older now, right? Like, it used to be 12, then it was 10. Now it's anything that 8 years, right? You should be trying to set. I'm not down with it, but I don't have to be because I don't work there. I'm going to work for who I feel matches with my morality, and that's it.
Here's one of the sentiments that was put in here. Okay. It was really about, look, I said, I kind of said, look, that's a generalization, and really depends on the individual. Right. And, my experience has been, look, I haven't met too many crooked people who just make up stuff. So, but the next sort of statement was, well, what happens is they need to feed their family and they can't keep their job unless they sell something.
Right. So a service technician can't keep their job unless they're selling something. That's
what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
And I would say that you're probably working for the wrong company. And there's a million other companies that need to hire you because there's not enough of you in this world. So if you don't like that, go. Get to the better place. Find your happy spot. Right? Like that. I mean,
good. Yeah, I think it's good. I think you're right. I just posted Blake's comment here. He said, "That's good, John. Good for you and believing your own beliefs." So yeah, I mean that's
And look, it leads perfectly into this, right? So I was in this house today, actually. Relevant. Super relevant to what? Super relevant.
You have a contemporaneous story. Wow.
Today, it is totally in line with what we're talking about. So the woman called in, lead for new AC. I go to the house and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I got to tell you everything. I'll try to keep it short." So the real cliff notes of it is water in the kitchen, couldn't figure out how. Ended up finding out the window upstairs above the kitchen in the bedroom was leaking from the top, and that water was running through the wall into the kitchen. They had that fixed. The person that she hired to do that was a handyman, was painting. The bathroom ceiling is soaked when he's trying to spackle. Goes upstairs. The attic is flooded. The attic's flooded. The roof is 3 years old. She's got the roofing company, structural engineers. She's got all kinds of people coming out to find out what's going on. No one can figure it out. They're like, it's probably the air conditioning system. How many people in New Jersey do you know that run their air conditioning in January?
Yeah. Hold on. Can I answer that?
Yes.
Let me check. I'm going to check the no one box.
Right. Well, that would be correct, and neither did she. So they're blaming this thing that's not running, and all of the insulation is drenched. Wring it out, soaked, fiberglass, disgusting. Now there's mold in there. She's got an HVAC company that comes to check the thing. They're like, "No, there's some mold in here." They sell her a UV light. She's telling me all this. And I'm like, listen, she wants me to replace the ductwork. She wants me to replace the air conditioning. I could have sold her everything. And I said to her, "Ma'am, listen, your ductwork in all likelihood is fine. Just get it cleaned. You don't need to replace it. Don't waste your money on that. You need to replace all of the insulation in your attic. You might have some sort of leak in a weird place. The best thing for you to do is to do the home performance program."
Yeah,
we don't participate in that. But for you, that is really the best plan of action.
Oh, I know a guy.
You got to go on Save. You got to go onto the Save. Like, I talk her through it, and like, because they're going to come in, they're going to do the test, they're going to give you all new installation, they're going to finance it for you, 0 interest. Like, she was ready. She wanted to buy it for me, but really the right thing for this woman was to do all of this.
Yeah, so you used your judgment, your moral compass. Yeah, I would have loved to have heard that conversation with like whatever engineer was in there. Yeah, it's probably the air conditioning unit. Yeah,
she paid some structural engineer thousands of dollars. He's like, probably the AC.
It's probably the January AC you're running there. Yeah,
you shouldn't be running it. There's too much humidity in January. You shouldn't be running your AC so much. It's freezing and flooding.
Hey, what's going on with this air conditioner you're running in January here? You got the old drain lines all backed up and everything. You got water all over the place, huh? That'll be 1995.
Unbelievable.
So stupid. Oh my
But
God, people are so dumb.
so no one ever found it, but so that's just
But you
that's why I
you
said.
you found it. You found all the problems.
Well, she told me all the problems.
Oh, she told you the problems, and then you solved it.
I
Good
think
old
that's
John.
plan of action for her, right? They'll come in, the air sealing. If there's a little leak somewhere, they're going to find it. They're going to chip, 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 chip.
John, are you gonna drink all that booze behind you? It's just a lot. It's a lot of bar.
All of it tonight.
Wow.
This hour. In this hour.
Wow, we were.
Oh, wow.
That, wow, we were. That is a lot of booze.
So yeah, it was good that was conveniently today and fit perfectly with your whole opening rant. So.
Oh man. Well, good.
So go on, kick us off now.
No, man. It's
What
not
happened?
about me. It's not about
What
me
happened?
kicking you. What? So you were in what house? About what's the story about a guy went in and the guy was doing something when you went in there? I don't even know this story. I know you for 100 years. You never even told me this story. You said it's very short. It's a very short story, and you walked into a house.
Oh no. Okay. I said it's a short story, but there was no guy.
Okay.
Right. So I go to this house and I ring that doorbell and I had called on my way. I'm coming. Okay. I show up. Kid opens the door. And I'm like, hey, I'm from NJR Home Services. I'm here for the quote on the heating and air conditioning. And he goes, yeah. And then he walked away.
Did he let you in?
And he left the door open. So I went inside. I closed the door. And okay. And I've been in enough houses, I'm able to find where the stuff is. So I go downstairs. I look at the furnace. I go outside. I let myself out the basement exit to the outside and check out the air conditioning. And I'm taking my time because I'm all alone. I'm just like, what's going on?
There's just some kid
And
wandering
I
around.
close it. And I go back upstairs. And I look around. Like, all right, I'm just gonna sit at the kitchen table. I announce through the house. So I get my bag, I go over, set up my computer, work the whole thing up, get out the printer, print it out, put away the printer, put away my computer, staple my business card to the proposal, put it down, wait a couple minutes. Yeah. All right. I'm all done.
Oh my God.
Guess you could call me. And I leave.
That's it.
That's it. Never saw a person other than the kid open the door. And then he disappeared. No parents ever showed up. No homeowners ever showed up. I am just like.
Somebody else was on and said that they'll never go into a house again without knowing who, the homeowner, whatever, somebody letting them in because they had like a really bad experience like that. So Blake says, and they called you and you got the sale. I'm going to check the no box on that.
No. No. don't know what was happening.
Oh my God.
I mean, I have gotten sales without ever seeing people. Yes.
Oh.
But
Hey, Blake. How fresh is that right there? How fresh is that hat? Look at this Yankee hat, bro. Look at it. Just look at it.
if you could just form
No, it's
rim,
not. No. These
like
are
you were
not
an adult and not an adolescent.
these are not intended. If you
are
bend
a
them,
grown-ass man. Bend the rim of your hat the way you're supposed to.
these are not intended. I do have bendy hats too. I have bendy hats.
I don't approve.
This is not the bendy hat. No, this is an authentic new era Yankee hat.
Snap back, blah, blah, blah. Turn it back around so I don't have to see that.
I think I'm going to keep it forward just so you. Oh, no. See, you're wrong, Blake. No. John, John, I'm going to make your day.
Did Blake disagree with me?
Blake agrees with you. Totally
you,
disagree. Shut your face. You don't even know what you're talking about. I have hats that are bendy. These, you can't bend these. No, no. Because look, when it's backwards, I need it flat so it fits my head and everything. It is classy. It's very classy. I need you all to shut your mouths, okay? I can wear this hat in a way that I really like to wear this hat.
You can, just not in our presence.
Anyway. All right. So on other notes, the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Bravo.
Yes. Derek Jeter did it for 20 years. Yes, he did. Derek Jeter did wear a flat brim, mostly flat. Yes, the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl this year. And, I mean, the Yankees might win the World Series. And that's not related to sales. But
no, it's just good shit, though.
It's just good stuff. John, you've been in like, what, 3,000 houses at this point in time? I mean, it's pretty crazy that you have really, I thought there was this other story. And you said it was.
Dude, I just told you those. That's not, I didn't say that's all. I didn't say, okay, good night. Thanks for watching.
What's up, Tersh?
Turn off the camera.
Tertiary. Tersh, I still am waiting for a time that I could perhaps go see the Savannah Bananas. And I'm doing this live on the podcast so that everybody hears that I'm trying to beg and peddle. All right. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Tersh actually services the Savannah Bananas. It's pretty cool. He knows everybody and hangs out with celebrities, and he's way cooler than I am. So just saying.
So I'm surprised you don't remember, as I asked you the other day when we were talking, I said, do you remember the guy laying down?
Oh, okay. This is the one I was talking about. You have some guy that was laying down. What does this even mean? Never even heard this before.
This one's sad funny.
Oh, no. Sad funny.
Yeah, because he obviously was not right.
Okay.
And it's not long because I couldn't spend much time here. I had to get out. I actually forgot my pitch book. Well, not my pitch book, my quote book. I didn't have a pitch book there.
Pitch book.
Yeah, I didn't have one there.
Hey, this is your pitch book. All right. You open it up. You start at page 1 and you go to page 645. It wasn't that company.
It was this one.
All right. Go ahead. Come on, man.
So I go, it's, I think it was actually in Union in some shit apartment building. And the guy opens, he's in a robe with pajama pants, maybe. He's all disheveled. He opens the door. Place is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Oh, God. I'm not comfortable enough. This was when I first started, right? I'm not comfortable to walk out of a place yet. Today, I'd probably just close the door on that guy. He'd open it. I'd be like, no.
Nope, you didn't answer this. If the office calls, you weren't home.
There's cats. There's this. There's that. There's shit, literal fecal matter strewn about. But I go and I check out the furnace, and I real quick write something on. He leaves me alone looking over there, and I go outside, I take a deep breath out. Some fresh air as I'm looking at the air conditioner. I come back in and swear to fucking God, this dude is full on George Costanza in the middle of the floor, posed, laying on shit. And I'm like, here. Gotta go.
He's laying on shit? Like
yes.
Actual shit or like just shit on the ground?
No, actual shit and shit on the shit that's on shit on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh,
like
he's just laying down on the ground.
You know the picture of George Costanza on the couch?
Yeah.
That was his pose.
What was he doing?
I don't know. He was just laying there. That was where he decided to be. He said, you know what I'm going to do when this guy comes back? I'm going to lay here.
Oh, my God.
Because that's what you do when the HVAC guy is here. You lay in the middle of the floor, right in the center.
Was he in his robe? Was he in his robe?
Yes.
Would you, like, you could see it, like, open?
No. No, he had, like I said, he had pants on. I didn't see anything.
My gosh. People are so freaking weird, dude. Dude, people are so weird. I have heard dude, doing this podcast, I have heard, like, bro, like, I have heard more of these crazy people who, like, let you into their house somehow. I don't get it. I mean, there's just weird people. What's like the like something where you were like a double take moment? Like, do you have a story where it was like a double take moment where you're like, wait a minute, hold on? I love to hear double take moments. Oh, I put you on the spot.
Well, I mean,
let me tell you. Let me say it. While you're thinking about this, let me tell you something. I remember I had this couple in Hillsborough, and they were a young couple. They were like probably newlyweds. Maybe they were married for a year or whatever. They had like a pretty decent house or whatever. And I remember it was weird. The guy was talking to me. The woman's getting upset and she's angry about some shit. I don't even know. And then, like, bro, literally, like, I, as like a salesman, right, I was kind of like, I gave him the quote or whatever it was. And the guy's sitting there going like, okay, him and Han, whatever. And the woman goes, she comes up and she's like daggering me, daggering him, shooting daggers. And then I was like, look, I get this is like stressful for you guys. You just bought the house and I totally know what you guys are, going through. I get it. And she was like, do you really know what we're going through? Yeah. And then she looks at her husband. What do you think? You think, yeah? Does anybody really know what's going on here? Does anybody really know what's happening? And I was like, what? She's screaming at me. And
are we still talking about your heating and air conditioning?
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening here? She runs upstairs and she runs away. And he's like, yeah, dude, man, it's like, stuff and things and, marriage and, stuff and things. And I was like, what just happened? I did not get the sale. I did not get the sale, John.
Although it would have been awesome if you went, fucker.
What do you say? Hey, sign right here. Third copy's yours.
She's gonna act like that. You might as well just do this.
Yeah. She gonna act like that.
She doesn't want to be a team player? Fuck.
You might as well.
At least you'll be comfortable.
Yeah. Who wants to be hot in the summer and cold in the winter?
You may be lonely, but you'll be comfortable.
Oh my gosh. Sanjay knows, bro. He knows.
Sanjay. Every day is a Sanjay.
Every day is a Sanjay.
Every day is a Sanjay. No, we're not talking about that shit. But what about all right, we gotta cover
Pivot.
Not pivot. No. We gotta cover our favorite story of all time.
Uh-oh. Oh no, are we doing this?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. We gotta
All
cover
right.
that.
All right,
We gotta cover that. We gotta well I gotta tell. Okay, fine.
You got to tell it from your perspective.
Right, so we have the same perspective on it. There's really only one perspective to have.
All right, go ahead, do it. Go,
right.
go.
So we're both working for the same company at the time, and we're working for this dude, Helmi Ben Fla.
Brother.
Brother. Listen.
Brother. Listen to me. Brother, listen to me.
They don't want to do it. I told them, shut up.
And by the way, for anybody who's listening, anybody who's watching, just so you know, Helmi would not care at all that we were talking about him, that we're trying to do his voice, like at all. Like, in fact, he's actually my next week's podcast guest, so it's going to be fantastic. Okay. Helmi has a thick accent from Tunisia. So yeah. All right, so go ahead. Okay, this is an amazing story. I love this story. This is my favorite. Seriously. Okay. Go ahead.
So in the office, Helmi comes up. Brother, come here. What the fuck am I going to do? What? Look at this. And he shows a picture on his phone. Are you saying I'm missing something?
Oh no, it's just okay. Go ahead. But you have to preface it.
What? It's an email that he received from another salesman in the company who was like 65 years old.
Oh, he might not have been that 60, old, but okay, fine. Okay, he was 60, 63-ish. Okay, yeah.
He was 60, somewhere.
Yeah.
He was old enough that every single house he went into, he had to use the bathroom.
Right, he had to pee.
Every single house.
Every house, he had to pee.
And so he decides at this particular house, the toilet was disgusting. And so he takes a picture and emails it to Helmi.
Yeah. Hey,
brother.
Look at this. Look how disgusting this bathroom is. Look at this toilet. It's disgusting. Look at it.
So Helmi, brother,
look at this. But hold on.
No, that comes later.
Okay, yeah.
That comes later. He sells. Look, he sends me this picture.
Right.
His fucking dick is in the picture. He sent it to the whole company. The fuck do I do?
Oh my gosh. I lost it. Dude, the guy is literally taking a picture of a toilet and he forgot. He took it while he was peeing. Or he was done peeing and he just forgot. Oh my gosh. So there it is in all its glory.
Thought he sent it to just Helmi. He sent it to the entire company.
Just Helmi. He thought he sent it to one person. Either way, he had no idea.
But it would have been nearly as bad.
That his cash and prizes were literally in the picture and got sent to everyone in the office. Did he send it reply to all, or was it a reply to just dispatch and stuff like that? I want to say it was to everyone.
It was to everyone. It was
all
the girls in the office were.
Yeah, all the girls in the office. Oh my gosh. I'm crying.
Sent it to the install email instead of just Helmi.
Yeah. Check out how dirty this toilet is. Hey buddy, Hey, bud. You forgot something there. What am I supposed to do with this? Oh gosh. What else you got, buddy?
I got, man. Well,
So many.
No, not so many, but I've got one that I'm afraid to tell because one of the rules.
Nope. Just tell it. That's it. End of story. If
Is
you're going to
that-
say you're afraid to tell a story, then you just tell it. That's how it works.
No. That's not why. Do you know? You remember one of my rules, right? Shamelessly steal and make it your own. Right? Like that's my rule. If you hear something, a story or whatever it is,
so that's fine. Tell it in the first person. I don't care.
but
I mean, it
don't
has to
know.
be. It's true. It's a true story. So just tell it.
It's a true story. I just don't remember if it's mine or not because it's
Okay. That's amazing. Like if the fact that you don't even remember if it's yours or not, it has to be yours. So maybe that's incredible. By the way, that's like you have told this story so many times that you actually aren't even sure if it's you or somebody else that it happened to. That, my friend, A, means you're getting old, and B means it's ridiculous. Go.
right. Well, so I will not. The reason I've had to tell this story so many times is that I do not walk into a room in a customer's house without knocking. No matter what. No matter what they say. And every time I do it,
right through.
But every time I do it, people go, "Oh, it's fine. Just go. There's no one." I'm like, knock, knock, knock. And the reason why I'm at this house, we're walking around, doing a load calculation, room to room to room, right? And that's when a lot of the awkward stuff happens. That's when all the awkward stuff happens because that's when you see their pictures that you're not supposed to see. That's when their messy teenagers leave stuff around. And I'm in the master bedroom doing the load calc. The guy had established a long time ago that his wife was not home. And so I'm like, are there any vents in the bathroom? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me go there. Open the door. Wife naked in the shower.
Oh, dude. Don't
Close the
believe
door.
a guy.
Close the door. Yeah. So that's why I knock on every single door, no matter what people tell me, because it was established from the moment that I got there that it was just him. His wife wasn't home.
Phil had the exact same story.
We're doing some weird. No, Phil did not have the same story.
Phil had the same story. The woman was completely buck naked in the bathroom.
Yes.
Anyway, that's good. That's a good story. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell an embarrassing one, and it's okay because this is what happens, and we're all human, and so I'm going to make myself vulnerable right here. So I went to this guy's house. It was nice. I mean, I was there, and then it was the second time I came back. The guy called up, and he was like, "Hey, like I don't know, like come back." Anyway, it was like I want to say it was in like the Princeton area. What's it called down there? Like all those condo complexes. I forget. Anyway, it'll come to me. But anyway, he's like, "Hey, come on in." Blah blah blah. Okay, I go back and nice Indian couple. So nice. I mean, so nice. Like I'm talking like I came in. He was like, let me make, wife's like, let me make something to eat. And what do you need? And, I'll give you a drink and tea and do all this stuff. And it was just so nice. Right. Dude, we're always on the road. We're on the road. Like we were on the road, like what, 50, 60 hours a week, whatever it was. Right. So I had stopped for some, I guess I had some food and whatever it was. Well, I didn't really calculate this properly. This is a pretty embarrassing story here. I didn't calculate this properly. And there's a condo, 1-floor condo. There's probably about 5 or 6 people living in this like 2 or 3 bedroom condo. And again, he's just being so nice. Like, well, let's work on what we're gonna do and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh,
Got the
oh, oh,
gurgles. You got the
oh,
gurgles.
oh no, oh no,
I remember
oh.
those.
And I'm like, I wouldn't. I wouldn't ordinarily do this. Would you mind terribly? I've been on the road all day. Would you mind terribly if I could just use your bathroom? And again, we're talking about an 800 square foot condo, maybe. And they're like, yeah, no, please, go. Okay. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So I go in the bathroom and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe this is gonna happen. I'm like, you got to be kidding me here. I'm terrified because I'm like, this is ridiculous. But it is what it is. Nature calls, and so I'm looking around for like a roll, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I couldn't find a freaking roll of toilet paper. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on here? And I'm like freaking out. I'm starting to sweat, dude. I'm like literally starting to sweat. They're like outside, like in the kitchen, like asking, like, is everything okay in there? Is everything? I'm like, yeah, no, it's good. I'm washing up, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the laundry machine, the washer and dryer are in there. So, and I'm like, I look at the louvered doors and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I throw back the louver doors and I look up and I'm like, it was literally like a heavenly golden
light peak. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. I grab it and I was like, oh my gosh. Dude, it was the sheepest thing ever. And I come out and I'm like, all right, let me take a look at the condenser. Let me go look at what's going on here, like as if nothing happened. And I'm like, oh my god, like thank God there's a fan or whatever. I was like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me here, dude. And it's like, it's so weird. Like, I don't think people really understand. Like, you're not at a place, you're not at a car dealership, you're not selling something at a store. You're in someone's house. You're in someone's house, and then like you're kind of trapped there. I mean, you can leave.
You're kind of trapped.
Yeah, you're kind of trapped there,
and it's sometimes not really safe. Not like the people dangerous, which can be, of course. You've felt that way, but
yeah,
attics and crawl spaces, and sometimes you're looking at a nice ranch, sprawling ranch, and the air handler's up in the attic, but the opening is over here, and the air handler is 60 feet that way.
Spider walk.
And there's no floor. And you make it all the way there, and about 5 feet from the opening, the little piece of wood that you're holding onto comes out, and you fall through the ceiling a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And hypothetically, this is hypothetical.
Just it could happen.
And hypothetically, how much damage would there have been from this?
Yeah, one piece of sheetrock and a lot of ceiling.
Yeah, whole lot of ceiling. Yeah,
a whole lot of ceiling paint.
Yeah, paint, spackle.
You gotta paint the whole ceiling now.
Hypothetically, did you would this person be able to like hold on to stuff, or like would you just go straight through?
No, just a little bit.
Oh, like a foot.
Just no. Just enough that you were like,
So like it's not enough to put a hole in it, hypothetically, but it's enough. It's not enough to put a hole in it, but it's enough to make enough damage where if you walked into that room underneath, you'd be like,
the hallway. And you don't say, yeah, like not so much that as soon as you come down, you're apologetic. like just enough that you want to assess the situation first.
You know that Russell refuses to come on this podcast, by the way. Do you know that
that's not surprising.
He gets nervous anyway. Do you know that he was at a sales call? I'm not even kidding you. This is crazy. He was at a sales call. This was early on in his career. Do you remember this? And the homeowner's like daughter or son came running in, and they're all scrambling and whatever else. And he didn't know what was going on. And the father was like, "Hey man, we're really sorry. We're going to have to reschedule this. My daughter just ran over our dog and killed our dog in the driveway."
Oh my God.
Literally while he's there. Literally while he's there.
Dude I work with right now. Excuse me. He's at a house. And they've got these little dogs. Or one little dog. I forget how many dogs there were. But they were little. One or many. And they're going through and they're good. And he's petting the dog and da-da-da. And they're like, here, give the dog a treat. And they give him a milk bone. A little milk bone for the dog. For the little dog. He gives the little dog the little milk bone. Dog chokes on the bone. Dies.
What? No way.
Dead.
No
Dead.
way.
He killed their dog. Did not get the sale.
What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, that is crazy. Holy smokes.
Crazy. Thank God they gave it to him. And they were like, here, give this to our dog.
Yeah, you give the dog. Well, you know what's funny is that, was it you? Yeah, it's you. You actually go in and you have like little treats that you give for families.
I used to keep I used to keep a meaty bone on me at all times. Just so that I had a smell that the dogs would like.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're a dog guy. You really like dogs a lot. You're very much a dog guy. Yeah.
I like animals.
Yeah, you're definitely an animal dog guy.
I got 2 cats now.
Yeah, Dave, cats. I mean, I like my cat more than I like my dogs. Just one cat. I have 3, but this is one I really like. I call her my
one that no one likes.
No, actually,
no one likes the one that you like.
You know what? You're probably right. It's just funny because
he's an ass.
She, and
I thought it was Dustin that you liked.
No, Dustin, that guy, he could go take a hike. He's a good hunter, though.
That's why you liked him, I thought. I thought that was the only reason you liked him.
No.
Because he's the hunter.
No.
All right, well.
No, I like the fact that he hunts and he kills bugs around the house. That's cool, but no. So I have like a full-grown cat that's basically the size of a kitten. I mean, it's a full-grown and it's like this big and that's it. Like, it's like, oh, hey, Cora.
That's gonna be Leia, who looks like Cora.
Yeah, she's my little kitty. John, let me ask you this. I asked this on every podcast, and you're no exception, even though you are the best man in my wedding and my brother in arms. What is one scenario, one circumstance, one customer, one sales call that you've run that has made such an impact on you, like it lives with you, like this person's story, whatever it is, you carry it wherever you go?
Other than the one with no people at all.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to cut when I put the podcast together. I'm gonna have to clip all this dead time here. I'm gonna clip this part.
It was like 5 seconds.
I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
I don't know, man.
You haven't had this is really odd. You've been in thousands of houses and you haven't met one individual that's moved you or touched you or like, that you've had, a soft spot in your heart for or anything. It strikes me as very strange.
To have one specifically, but that's
yeah. Well,
that's
yeah.
the issue.
I mean,
no, I don't. Again, I guess it's my. I don't know.
Gabby says,
I don't have.
Gabby
one.
says you. Gabby says you. I don't even know what that means, Gabby, but it's whatever that means. You.
I don't think I have just one. I mean, I have plenty of people that I pity and I feel bad for. And they all stick with me, right? Like I can remember many people that I just felt terrible for their situation. Whether it be self-inflicted or not, mental issues, all kinds of other things. Lots of people that I just have a good time with. Again, like I said earlier, like
what's funny
with what my approach is and the way that I handle things. I don't know if that's like I just want to do whether or not I make. This is the weird thing, right? I don't care if I make money in any individual house. All I care about is that I believe I did what was right for that person and their situation. And that's how I approach everything. And it's to a detriment, I'm sure, at times. But I feel good about myself. And that balances it all out. So it's that the connection with each individual and trying to make sure that I'm doing right by every single person and feeling every single situation. I think is why I don't have one specifically that wrenched me because more than the others, because everyone gets the same.
Yeah. In understanding how you process information, it's funny knowing you for this many years and how you process information. It really doesn't surprise me because it's very interesting. There's this woman here. Her name is Nicole. She says, how about that one that gave you military outfits? I don't know if that's
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy, I go to this house, and he's one of those. Let me bring you around this way, right? No, not the front door. I've got to bring you around this way. Okay, I'll go with you that way. And I follow him around the side and brings me down the hill and then into the back. And I walk into the back of his house, and it's a museum. His basement was a military museum. And thank you, Nicole, for reminding me because I didn't want to talk about this guy. Partly because some of the shit he had was completely illegal. He had uniforms and paraphernalia from just about every war the U.S. was involved in, including Nazi uniforms. Oh, and wow. Now he donates a lot of stuff that he acquires to museums, to historical societies, to everything else. And he's got connections all over the place. So I'm sure somewhere it's probably registered that he has this stuff because he's a member of whatever. He gave me his card. I probably still have it upstairs somewhere. But guns, munitions, uniforms, bayonets, knives, anything you could think of, rations, everything in his basement. Super cool, dude. And these are my favorite. These are probably my favorite ever. If I can't give you one specific, I would probably say my favorite is sitting with old ass veterans.
Love the best. They're the
Love it.
best.
Let me talk to you. Let me hear your stories. But he ended up giving me, right? Johnny was tiny at the time, but he ended up giving me full camo uniforms from the Army and the Marine Corps. He's like, here, take these for your son. Like, there's only grown-ass people in the military. My son's like 3. He doesn't fit. But I've got them. He just gave them to me for him. And actually, you know, one of my favorite stories to tell from those people.
John, before you move forward
Yeah.
in this story, I have a question for you. Why have you not worn these uniforms? Because I haven't seen you wear them.
They weren't from the precursor camp to basic training, right? So if I were to go into the military, I would have to go to the precursor camp, which is the fat camp, before I could go to basic training. So they
what you're trying to say is
that fit me.
What you're saying is that the uniforms that this amazing military veteran gave you does not fit you.
They were a medium at best.
A schmedium. Okay.
No, maybe a schmedium, but probably a medium, which means that even when I was thin, they wouldn't have fit me really. They were not my size.
So you were going to say you were saying there was another guy?
Yeah. I was going to say another guy. One of my favorite stories to tell when this just stuff comes up. See, I'm a stream of consciousness person.
We're just having a conversation, dude, and that like couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand people are going to listen to you. That's all.
It's awesome. It's great. No, Nicole brought it all on. Good by you. See, I married her for a reason. So I'm sitting with this old man. I'm sitting on his porch with him, and yes, I did get the job. And we're talking another vet. And he was Air Force. And he was a pilot. And so I make sure to lead off with any vet that my father is a veteran from Vietnam, United States Marine Corps. And that gives me a little bit of leeway with them. And then I can lead off with jokes that come from my father instead of me, that gets them riled up and stuff, right? So I'm like, oh, yeah. So Air Force, okay, great, yeah. My father always told me the Air Force is it's the country club of the armed forces. And they'll go, blah, yeah, well, it kind of is. Especially the old guys, they'll admit it. Like, yeah, we had all the best stuff. We had the rooms. We had everything. And so this guy was a pilot, and he was a pilot of the big cargo planes. And the pilots, they have to get their hours in. So it's monthly that they're required to fly a certain amount of time, a certain amount of miles. Now,
what are you pouring there?
This is a little Woodford Reserve Double Oak.
Oh, very nice.
This is a very nice bottle. Very nice dram right there.
Okay.
It's a nice smooth. It's a 45.2% alcohol by volume, 90 proof.
All right. So keep going with this very interesting tale you got going on here.
So they have to get their miles in. Whether or not there is missions or assignments or anything, they're required to fly X number of hours per month. So what they would do is back in the day, right? Like there is guaranteed to be nobody listening to this podcast that remembers a time when Coors Light was not available. When Coors was not available, right? But it used to not be because there wasn't refrigerated trucks. And Coors' big thing is always that it's cold brewed, always refrigerated, never warm, right? So never buy Coors from a 30 rack that's on the floor. And so they would fly to get their hours to Colorado, buy cases and cases of Coors.
Ah, very cool.
Load it onto the plane, fly back to the base, bring it to the bar on base, and be the fucking most popular people on the base for the next week. Because everyone wanted the Coors because it was this, this thing that they couldn't get. And that was like that's one of my favorite stories. Like, that's what we would do to get our hours. We'd go fly and take the most epic beer run ever, fly from the East Coast to Colorado for Coors to bring back
cool.
to the Air Force Base. Right?
That's
like that.
cool.
I love that story. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
So let me understand this. So a military guy flies to go get beer. Sounds about right, John. If that's your favorite story, that sounds about right. It does. It tracks. You're consistent. This has been a ton of fun, man. I've really enjoyed this. John, let me ask you before we start to wind down here, is there anything you want to talk about? Any last stories, last hurrahs, last tales you'd like to?
I would tell you this. There is. Unfortunately, I don't remember the details.
I'm getting ready to remove you, by the way. So I'm getting ready to click the mute button on you.
No, yeah. No, man. No, it's a good time. I'm glad I was on. Happy to do it.
No, but is there another story? Seriously, is there something else you want to get off your chest? Something, brewing?
I mean, well, we can have that conversation in private. I don't think it's really for the podcast. No, man. No. Wait, what? We told the dick story from Helmy.
We did.
You got him coming on next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did he agree? Did you talk to him already?
Yeah, he's been texting me. He's
been texting you.
He's like, brother,
Dude.
When am I coming on to your podcast? Come on, let me on. What's going on? Come on.
Well,
brother,
he's a fucking nut job. What?
Yeah.
He literally, when I was saying before, like, stop. When people were trying to, he said, "Go make me some coffee." Just tell people.
Like in their house?
Yes.
Can you make me a cup of coffee, please? Can I have a cup of coffee? I'm so you've been sitting here in your house trying to sell you something for the last hour, and you haven't even made me a cup of coffee.
Make me coffee.
Go make me a cup of coffee.
Man, I miss that dude. You know what though? I do miss that dude. He is the only person that showed up for, Nicole can correct me. I think it was our 1-year anniversary. And we went to a bar for karaoke, and Helmy was the only motherfucker that showed up. No one else did.
Yeah.
Helmy.
That tracks.
Not you. Not Phil.
Yeah.
Not Russell, who won't come on.
Yeah.
Helmy did.
I guess we had to. I guess
we had a blessed.
I guess we had to end this podcast on a guilt trip, which is
no. This wasn't a guilt trip. That's not what this was. This was about Helmy. This is about your next week's guest. This is the tease for next week. This dude's freaking awesome. He's hilarious.
He's a funny guy. So this has been a lot of fun. Sorry for my rant earlier on. I hope that somebody gained something from it.
I forgive you.
For those that did. And also, I would say this: if you disagree with me, or if you think that you've got some stuff to say on this topic, like just message me. Like, I'll have a conversation. Like, I genuinely, like, I guess our job, like the point of this podcast too, is really like there's a lot of like business building podcasts out there, whatever. Like, the point of this podcast is really just to share stories. We're all in the same industry together. And I welcome other opinions. I welcome other
I'm not closed-minded enough. I know that we become really tribal. We become really, we pick sides. I'm not picking a side here. I'll listen. I love to listen. And I think that's why we've done this. And
Yeah.
John, dude, I love you, bro. I'll see you in a couple weeks. And I got a bunch of really great shows coming up. Let me just say, I have Coral Whale, who is a female. I say that because it's a little more rare, right? A female service technician. She's fantastic. She's amazing, by the way, and she loves to celebrate her wins. She loves to celebrate her sales when she sells a system, and she is a selling service technician, and she's proud of it. And I'm glad. I'm really excited to have her on. I have Coral Whale coming on. I have Helmy coming on. Helmy Benflaw from New Jersey owns Guaranteed Service. He's coming on. I have some other guests. I have an interesting guy who owns an ambulance company. It's really strange, the stories he has. Talk about, so I was in this house. My goodness, this guy has stories like, it blew my mind. Andrea says, Everett, your friend doesn't look like the photo. Well, I can promise you, Andrea, that person, that's the salt and pepper gentleman, or mostly salt, okay, that's sitting in front of you. Well, it's kind of salt and pepper. That is the same individual that is in this shot right here.
And Andrea, I know where you live. So just be nice. Just be nice. My number one rule with my children: always be kind. By the way, Rich sent me this.
Oh my gosh. For those that are listening to the podcast, somebody just posted a picture of Fred Costanza with
it's George Costanza.
Sorry, George Costanza. Yeah, it's not Fred Costanza.
Who the fuck is Fred? Who's this Fred?
Who's this Fred guy? What the heck?
Now he's taking my name.
Fred guy out of here. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Tons of great guests coming up. I honestly, it's pretty amazing. Last week's episode had like 5,000 people engagement. So I'm super blessed to do this. John, I love you, bro. Thank you for coming on, and we'll see you guys next week.
I won't.